South China Sea tensions rocket as Philippines announces showdown with Chinese military. South China Sea tensions have escalated as the Philippines moves to call China's bluff and challenges its aggression in the contentious waters, as the U.S. prepares to back Manila. The Philippines looks set to call China's bluff in a bold attempt to challenge Beijing's naval aggression in the South China Sea. This comes amid mounting tensions between the two powers. Manila has repeatedly called on Beijing to withdraw its maritime militia vessels within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, EEZ, in the South China. The leader of the Philippines Armed Forces Cirilito Sobejana promised to respond after confirming that China had not honored agreements between the two countries. He told reporters that China had been building structures in the West Philippine Sea, and the Philippines would respond by also building structures in the sea. Earlier this week the Philippines lashed out at China's blatant disregard over a previous commitment to peace and stability in the region. Maritime authorities have spotted a total of 165 Chinese vessels within its EEZ, prompting Philippines to launch two more diplomatic protests against Beijing. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's spokesman, Harry Roque, has since warned that the presence of the Chinese vessels could spark unwanted hostilities in the region. Hundreds of Chinese militia vessels were first spotted swarming near the Philippines coastline by the Whitsun Reef in early March. The vessels were later reported to have moved even more widely into other parts of the Philippine EEZ. Manila has claimed that China has blatantly infringed upon Philippine sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction. The Philippines government has since established a South China Sea task force in an attempt to beef up its military presence in the waters and respond to Chinese aggression. The task force has confirmed that more ships and an aircraft will be deployed to protect the country's maritime territory. The tension has prompted the U.S. to respond, with the Americans sending an aircraft carrier into the South China Sea. The Philippines also recently held joint military exercises with the U.S. in the area. President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered an increase in what he calls sovereignty patrols. During a televised briefing on Monday, Mr. Duterte made the pledge despite accepting that sending ships to contest the South China Sea will likely lead to violence with Beijing. The maritime militia surrounding the Philippines comes months after China authorized its Coast Guard to fire on foreign vessels in Chinese-claimed portions of the South China Sea. Also in the news, a U.S. spy plane is reported to have patrolled the Chinese coast on Tuesday during a live-fire exercise from one of Beijing's Liaoning aircraft carrier strike group.